When you drive defensively, you're always looking for trouble. Not that you want to cause any, but so you can defend yourself against other drivers and the trouble that they can create. Whether they're speeding, tailgating, or just not paying attention to what they're doing, other drivers can put you at risk. But they're not the only problem. Most road accidents happen after sundown, when darkness makes it harder to see. Rain, snow, and ice can send you out of control, and sometimes your vehicle itself can let you down. So how do you defend yourself from all of this? You equip yourself with the knowledge you need to reduce or eliminate these risks. When you're driving defensively, you should always be thinking about a way out, an escape route that lets you get away from any trouble you may encounter. To help you create this out, you need to set up a safety cushion, space between your vehicle and the vehicles around you. First, establish a safe following distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. Then stay in the center of your lane to allow plenty of side space. And pay attention to the traffic behind you, too. Check your mirrors regularly. To determine the appropriate following distance, you can use what's called the 3-second rule. Watch the vehicle in front of you. When it passes a landmark such as a tree or telephone pole, count how many seconds go by before you reach the same point. If it takes you less than 3 seconds to get there, slow down and back off. You're too close. You can also use this counting method to adjust your following distance when you run into challenging road conditions. For instance, when you're driving in heavy traffic, add an extra second to your 3-second following distance. For night driving, when visibility is limited or bad weather, add 2 seconds. And add a second or two for any other condition that you feel increases your driving risk. When it comes to following distance, more is usually better. Eating a sandwich or drinking coffee while you're driving or talking on your cell phone when you're behind the wheel certainly seem harmless enough, but they're not. Any activity that takes your eyes off the road, your hands off the wheel, or your mind off your driving is a distraction, and distraction means trouble. Distracted driving has been linked to as many as 1 in 4 crashes. It kills and injures hundreds of thousands of people annually. Distraction comes in many forms: putting on makeup or combing your hair, adjusting your sound system, settling down the kids in the back seat, and, of course, using your cell phone. You can control your own distractions by doing a number of things before you hit the road. But what can you do about the other guy? If you find yourself sharing the road with a distracted driver, be careful. Assume they don't see you, and pull ahead or drop behind to give them a wide berth. Aggressive driving. It's a bad habit that you can avoid yourself, but can't always escape in others. Aggressive drivers push the speed limit, cut off other vehicles, fail to signal their turns, merge recklessly, and take a lot of other risks with their lives and yours. So when you're on the road, you need to be prepared to defend yourself. The most common type of aggressive drivers out there are the tailgaters. They're always pushing. Because they want to go faster, tailgaters follow right behind you, ignoring the possibility of rear-ending you if you stop suddenly. When you're driving defensively, the best way to eliminate the threat from tailgaters is to let them pass you. If possible, change lanes to get out of their way. Otherwise, slow down and keep to the right. If they can't or won't pass, turn your emergency flashers on. slow down, and pull over to the side of the road so they can go around you. Aggressive drivers who are angry are especially dangerous. They're the ones with road rage. Each year there are thousands of reports of road rage, drivers yelling at one another, making obscene gestures, even using their vehicles like weapons. What should you do if you find yourself on the receiving end of another driver's road rage? Rule number 1 is never make eye contact with an angry driver. They see it as a challenge, and it only increases their rage. Remain calm, ignore gestures and shouts, and never return them. You want to get away from the angry driver as quickly and safely as possible. If necessary, leave the road you're on. If they keep following you, take the threat seriously. Do not stop or leave your vehicle. Stay on well-traveled roads, and look for a police officer. Drive to the nearest police station or call 911. More than half of all accidents happen at night. Driving when it's dark is more dangerous, period. So driving defensively by slowing down and using extra caution is simply common sense. While daytime running lights are standard on most new cars, they don't provide enough illumination to comfortably see where you're going, even at dusk. So don't wait to switch on your headlights. Do it when the light begins to fade. You should switch them on in gloomy and sloppy weather as well. When rain, snow, or other conditions require you to turn on your windshield wipers, make a habit of turning on your headlights too. Many states require it. And never drive using only your parking lights or fog lights. They just don't do the job. You need to adjust your speed at night as well. If you drive too fast, you'll overdrive your headlights, so that the distance your vehicle needs to stop will be greater than you can see, and you won't have enough time to react to what your headlights are showing you. High beams can extend your reaction time a bit, since they light up the road further ahead, and you should use them as much as possible. But remember, your high beams can blind drivers in the vehicles in front of you. So switch to low beams when the spray of your lights reaches that of oncoming vehicles or the bumper of a vehicle that you're following. Sometimes your high beams can even blind you, so don't use them in fog or snow. A lot of that light will only be reflected right back at you. Whether it's rain, ice, or snow, bad weather makes special demands on your vehicle and on your attention and ability as a driver. So don't wait for trouble. Driving defensively in these situations begins with preparation. First, you need to equip your vehicle with the right tires for the season. Depending where you are, this can mean all-weather or even snow tires. But any tires need to have plenty of tread on them to be safe. Many tires have built-in wear bars between the treads. When the tread is worn down to these bars, it's time for new tires. You can also check for tire wear with a penny, inserted between the treads head first. If you can see the top of Abe Lincoln's head, you need a new tire. Make sure your windshield wipers are in good shape too, and can clear rain or snow off your windshield effectively. And check that you have plenty of non-freezing washer fluid to help your wipers do their job. Before winter arrives, make sure you've got a good snow brush and ice scraper on board. Snow that piles up on a car or truck makes it harder to see because it blends in with the falling snow and the snowy landscape. And snow blowing off a vehicle can create instant whiteout conditions. So be sure to brush off any snow that's accumulated on your vehicle before you start out. Don't forget the headlights and taillights. If the vehicle in front of you still has snow built up on its roof or trunk, Increase your following distance so you're out of impact range if it should suddenly cut loose. The basis of the control that you have over your vehicle is the friction between its tires and the road surface. Rain, snow, and ice can all break that grip. So you need to know how to stay out of trouble when you're driving in these conditions. If it's slippery, apply your brakes sooner when coming to a stop. Slow down before you get to turns and curves. And always depress the brake pedal slowly and gradually. This will help you to keep control. But if you do start to slide, you need to understand how to get that control back. Skidding occurs when one or more of your vehicle's wheels lose friction with the road. If you start to skid, don't slam on the brakes. This robs you of whatever friction and control you may have left. Instead, slow down by easing your foot off the gas pedal. Then you can start to regain control by steering with the direction of the skid. If your back end is skidding to the right, steer to the right. If it skids to the left, steer to the left. Another zero-friction road problem is hydroplaning. This happens when there's so much water on the pavement that the grooves in your tires can't handle it, and the rubber totally loses contact with the road. Just like skidding, if you begin to hydroplane, do not use the brakes. Instead, ease your foot off the gas. As you slow down, your wheels will reconnect with the road and you'll regain control. Murphy's Law says that even people who drive defensively can sometimes get a flat tire, so you need to know how to react if one finds you. Not all flat tires go bang, but the ones that do are called blowouts, and they're dangerous. With a blowout, the tire goes flat quickly, suddenly creating a lot more friction with the road, and that will pull you sharply to the side. To maintain control of your vehicle, you need to take action immediately. Do not use the brakes. That will only make your car pull to the side more violently. You actually need to accelerate instead. Keep a firm grip on your steering wheel and compensate for the pull of the flat by turning the wheel the other way. Once you've regained control, slow down and turn on your emergency flashers. Signal and move slowly to the shoulder or breakdown lane. Then get to a safe, flat surface, well away from traffic if possible. If you have a spare tire and the correct tools, and you know how to change a tire, go ahead and put the spare on. If not, raise your hood or tie something white to your radio antenna or door handle to alert other drivers and the police that you need help. If you're a member of a motor club like AAA that provides roadside assistance, give them a call. You can also call a local tire service or repair shop if you have the number. Don't call 911. Driving defensively is especially important when you're sharing the road with vehicles like school buses, garbage trucks, or delivery vans. All of these are likely to stop unexpectedly, and when they do, there's often pedestrian activity as well. To avoid trouble, add at least a couple of seconds extra following distance when you're behind them. And stay alert for kids darting across the road or a delivery person jumping out of the driver's side door. Big rigs and tour buses present their own set of challenges. One problem with these vehicles is obvious: their size. A tractor-trailer can weigh up to 80,000 pounds, and at 50 miles per hour, it requires at least 300 feet to brake to a standstill. Trucks and buses have bigger blind spots too, which you want to stay out of. Remember, if you can't see the side mirrors on a truck's cab, then you're invisible to its driver. If you've ever been passed by a big truck on the highway, you've probably felt some turbulence in the process. First, you encounter the air that the truck is pushing out of its way as it hits your vehicle, which in turn can push you out of your lane. As the truck goes by, the vacuum it has created by pushing the air can suck you into the truck's lane. So when you're being passed by a truck, bus, or RV, it's important to grip your steering wheel firmly with both hands. As the air pressure pushes you away, steer gently into the push. Be careful not to overcorrect. That will put you way closer to them than you want to be. As the other vehicle completes its pass, be prepared to change course and steer away from it to stay in your lane. When you want to pass one of these big vehicles, it's much like passing a car, but there are some differences. You need more open road to pass a truck or bus, since it takes longer to get around them. So pass quickly and minimize your time in their blind spots. Give them plenty of side clearance and be ready for the same types of turbulence that you experience when they're passing you, but in reverse. You'll encounter the vacuum first, then the push of air as you get closer to the cab. And always wait until you can see both of their headlights in your rearview mirror before merging back into their lane. We've discussed a lot of ways that you can defend yourself when you get on the road. Let's review. Create a safety cushion around your vehicle whenever you're in traffic. Don't be a distracted or aggressive driver yourself, and stay away from them on the road. Turn on your headlights at dusk and in bad weather. Watch your speed so you don't overdrive them. Know what to do if you have a blowout or other emergency. Prepare your vehicle and yourself for safe driving in bad weather. Use your brakes carefully. Steer with the direction of skids. On the highway, allow trucks and buses plenty of space, and watch out for turbulence. The road can be a dangerous place, but you can lower the risks by driving defensively. Whether you're dealing with bad weather, bad drivers, or just plain bad luck, you can defend yourself and arrive at the end of every journey safely.